Morning guys, welcome to another program with Adventure Beasts. I've decided to take a 2-day midweek break. We're going to go camping a bit. But now currently I am in a beautiful little town called Port Nolloth. It really is a pretty little place. There's a couple of very nice places to eat here. I just had a nice coffee and a bit of a breakfast. And then from here I'm going to head to the fuel station. I'm going to fill up my vehicle. And then from there we're going to Steenkorf. We're going to take a dirt road to the left. And then we're going to go in the Richtersveld area. Like you guys know, we have been to the Richtersveld a few weeks ago. But there is way more that we haven't seen yet. Okay, so I stopped here at a garage in Port Nolloth. This is really one garage where if you ever travel this area you have to come and stop at the shop. It is one of my favorite shops in the Northern Cape. So yeah, you can stock up with everything you need. Wood, gas, fuel, and they've got a store here that sells sporting goods, fishing equipment, even hunting equipment. It is just one of those fantastic shops where you can actually get a bit of everything. Do make sure to come and visit. They've got some nice snacks and cool drinks, and it is one place to enjoy. So we've been driving a distance from Port Nolloth. We get the Grasvlakte Fontein turn off. Guys, okay, so after driving for an hour or so, I've decided to take a bit of a break, a 2-minute stop quickly, for the simple reason I just want to take in this amazing setting we have here. This is absolutely the most beautiful place that I've seen. I'm still on my way to Holgat. I've taken a very long detour. I don't mind because I've got the whole day to drive. But look at the scenery. This is absolutely amazing. Any of you 4x4s, overlanders, this is one area for you to come and explore, as this is absolutely stunning. So here we are at the Holgat River. As you can see, it's a dry riverbed. There's nothing much here, but besides beautiful rockery, beautiful view, and a lovely drive. So far, this has been an amazing drive today. I see there are two spurs in this river. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive down the river towards Orange River's direction, and let's see how far we can go down this riverbed, if we can make it all the way to the Orange River. Driving this Holgat riverbed has become one of my favorite trips to do. I'll definitely come around here again some other time. I think if you're an overlander 4x4 enthusiast, you should come and do this trip. It's beautiful out here. You've got these huge sand dunes on the one side of the river, and the other side of the river is you've got these rock formations. It is loose sand. I am currently in 4x4. My tire pressures are quite high, they're between 1.8 and 2 bar. You can deflate, you should deflate. I'm just carrying quite a lot of weight, so I'm trying not to deflate, but if I see I need to, I will. But guys, this place is really something to see. It is stunning. Hey, good morning guys. Welcome back to another day. I had a fantastic night's sleep. It was really, I think it's the fresh air. It's the best I've slept in quite a few weeks. and I've already got my coffee with me. I packed up camp, everything is nice and clean as I arrived. And now today we are gonna go down the Holgat river. We're gonna see how far we can go, all the way down to the Orange River. So guys, stay tuned, follow me, let's see how far we can get down this river. I must be honest, I'm totally amazed with this area. It's absolutely stunning. I'm sure all of you guys would love to come and see this. It's a really easy way to get here. It is not that hard. You don't need to be a professional 4x4 driver to get here. It's amazing to know that we've got all the spectacular beauty very close to us and easy accessible. Okay, so I think I figured out something about myself. Maybe I'm just totally over-enthusiastic. I know with every single trip that I've done, I've told you guys it's epic, it's amazing. But this trip so far has really been spectacular. This is an epic trip. It is amazing. It is one of my top trips I've done. There's a lot of sand road. Here and there, a little bit of rocks. But it's an easy drive. It's a beautiful drive. You guys will totally enjoy this trip. So driving the Holgat River, unfortunately you cannot go all the way down the riverbed. I am here at a total dead end. There's no ways my vehicle can go anywhere close over this. But there is a little bit of a detour around this mountain. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to head back and then we're going to go left around this mountain and we'll see if we can't catch up with the river on the other side. It would have been fantastic to go all the way, but this is just a little bit impossible. So guys, I'll see you in a few minutes. So after driving for about 2 hours this morning, I realized that you can't stay in the riverbed all the way. I had to get out of the riverbed as the two-spur ended, and I'm now following a road left of the nature reserve going around the mountain. I'm trying to get to Sendling's Drift. I'm just following my own route, and after driving 2 hours, I'm here in the middle of nowhere. I came across the scrapyard. It's actually unbelievable to see all these cars in the middle of absolutely nowhere. There's no life around me. I saw a few cars this morning, and that's about it. But you'll see for miles and miles there's nothing here. But yet we've got a whole load of scrap cars. once we get to Drift, I'll see if the total garage is open. That garage only operates certain hours, and also dependent whether they have fuel or not. I am still 3/4, but I like to keep my vehicle full just for in case. So in any case, once we get to Drift, we'll catch up. Okay guys, as my luck should be, second trip in a row I've got a puncture. But I showed you guys the last time, quick and simple. We'll quickly try and sort this one out. I just need to find a little hole, and then we can just put a plug in again. I think it's only a thorn that went in there. Let's see if we can plug this. Okay, so that's done. Now it's a waiting game. Let's see if the hole is plugged. Okay, so I plugged the hole in the rear tire. It seems to be working. I've been driving for 5 minutes now, and I pumped the tire 2.1 after I repaired it, and it's still holding 2.1. So I'm sure for now it is repaired. We will see overnight if it's maybe got a slow puncture or not, but I'm sure it's sorted. I just want to tell you guys, for those who do not have a tire repair kit with you, it is a definite must. All vehicles should actually have that, and it's very, very simple to use. You don't need to have a degree in fixing a hole in your tire. Anyway guys, I am very close to the Namibia border. I'm not going across today. We'll go across in about 2 weeks time. But tonight I'm going to get a campsite close to the Orange River, take a breather. Tomorrow drive around a bit and then go home. So here we are at the Richtersveld National Park. This is where you come to pay your park fees and your camp fees. It was actually not that bad. It was 388 Rand for the park fees and the camp fees for tonight. We are leaving the park tomorrow again. They gave us a beautiful map and they showed us where we're camping. So this is the entrance to the national park, and also for your info, you can clearly see the park times for you to enter. And trust me, they stick very strongly to these times. If you're not here by these times, you will not be able to get in. So just the FYI for whoever wants to travel to the Richtersveld into the national park. If you need fuel before crossing the border, the total garage closes at 3:30 in the afternoon. I thought it was a bit early, but Okay, so that is what happens in these tiny little towns. And also, it is now the 26th of March. This border post is closed because the Orange River is too high. So you can't use the platform to go across. So this is the view of my camp, ready to relax. Everything's set up already. I must say, this new rooftop tent, 5 minutes and you're done. My previous tent was a lot of work. Nearly put me off camping totally. But yes, we then decided to give it another go with a pop-up tent and made the world's difference. So here we are at the river. Something to wake up to tomorrow morning is the sound of the water flowing. So from your campsite, you've got a short walk to the ablution blocks and also your kitchen wash-up area. There's quite a few parking bays, like you can see between the trees. You just need to come here. They don't allocate spots. They did not give me a number or anything. They just said go to Potjiesprong, and here we are. You can see that they are very nicely built ablutions, and we will go and have a look inside. So these are the bathroom areas, these are the male areas. So let's have a quick look what's inside. You've got a wash basin outside with, let's see if you've got running water. Okay, you've got running water. Not sure how clean it is or where, if it's from the river or cleaned, but yes, if there's water. It's actually not bad, just for a quick wash up. It's not that bad. Let's see the bathrooms. I've never been inside here. I don't see any light switches, but there's two wash basins and then a toilet. It is here for your need, and I suppose we'll take it as a need basis. Got another toilet here. So yeah, this water there is a sign that says it is not drinking water, so it must be river water being pumped up just for washing. Okay, there's supposed to be a fire extinguisher, which is non-existent, but I suppose we're not yet to make fires, are we? Then the opposite door, when you enter, you will enter into a shower room. So you've got got a little shelf to put your clothing, your clean stuff, and then you'll get into a shower area. So I'm going to assume it's got one tap, so this is going to be a cold water only. But for camping, do you really need so much more? Yeah, I think if you want luxury, you must have it in your own vehicle. But yeah, another shower, so there's 2 showers per building. Otherwise, it's clean. Otherwise, it's not bad. It is usable. I just don't think if you're used to 5-star treatment, you should expect 5 stars. But for a normal campsite, this is quite pretty, quite clean, and it can be enjoyed any given time. So this is the mountains on the South African side, on the Orange River side. So this is all part of the nature reserve. And then I'll show you guys the opposite side, opposite the river, is all Namibia. It's literally a stone throw away, and I can't wait to go and explore. So I've made my coffee, nice plunger coffee. I'll be sitting down here at the spot for the next half an hour or so, just chilling. I've had a long day's drive, I had to fix a flat wheel, But you know what? It's absolutely all worth it to be here. This is the Orange River. That side of the river we can see the mountains and the green trees. The opposite side, that's Namibia. We'll be traveling there soon. But for now, it is out, it's coffee time. Cheers on the coffee with you guys, and we'll see you in a bit. Good morning guys. Welcome back to another epic day with Adventure Beasts. Okay, so I had an amazing night's sleep. The stars was out, it was absolutely beautiful. The sound of the running water behind me was absolutely calming and amazing. I had a very good night's rest. I had my coffee this morning, a quick wash, and I've already packed up camp. And now today is going to be a very short adventure day, but it's a bit of a drive back. So we're not going to do too much. It is day 3 of this trip. A suggestion to all of you travelers out there, you overlanders, campers, this really is an amazing place to see. It's a very nice place to visit. However, I've done all of this in 3 days. This is my 3rd day. Give yourself an extra day or 2. There's a lot to see. You can take it slower than what I did. So yeah, I would suggest take an extra day or 2 just to really enjoy it. I had a ball of a time, but I feel I could have done it a little bit slower and just been more relaxed. In any case, we are in the Richtersveld National Park. So out of the camp, I'm going to take a left. I want to go and see God's hand. It's an imprint of a hand in a rock. And then from there, we're going to go through the park back to the National Gate, the main gate where we entered. And then from there, I'm heading home. I'll catch up with you guys during the trip, and be safe. yeah, I really need to come back again. Just take a bit of a slower drive and just take in more of what I see here. It's absolutely amazing. At the hand of God. I've been wanting to see this rock for a very long time now. I finally made it. So if you look nicely at the rock, it looks like an imprint of a hand. It is that this is the hand of God. It's the only print that could make a dent in the rock. Hence the name Hand of God. If you look closely, it does actually look like a hand. wow. Is this not totally amazing?